Hello everybody and welcome back to another video on my channel. It's Kevin here and I have to rearrange this camera, but like always, whenever I start out one of these videos, I always start by giving you an update on Alfalfa because my very first quarter update ever. He was a little kitten and he was so little and now he's a big long boy who likes to puke a lot and poop a lot and eat a lot, and that's about it for him. So welcome back to another quarterly update video. I really debated on whether or not I was going to record this because I feel like we're living in such a strange time right now with the coronavirus. You know, we can't leave the house, at least where I live. You know, I wasn't able to for all of March. We're going into April. And I really thought, like, what kind of goals can I make for a quarter when I don't even know what's going on in the world? Like, am I gonna be able to leave the house? But then I really decided I'm still gonna make this video because, for one, I like to look back on them, and I think that maybe, excuse me, I had a LaCroix and it's making me a little belchy. And I think that maybe what I have to say will help out some people watching the video. At the beginning of the year, I made a video where I talked about like what my goals were for the year, and then like what they were for the first quarter. And I can tell you right now, because I have it written down, like what my goals are per quarter that I need to get done to like be on track for the year, was that I need to read 13 books, watch 13 movies, release 3 new products in my Etsy store, get 74 followers, I think. Yeah, for my Etsy, and 190 subs. That was on top of what my writing goals were, which off the top of my head, I don't know, but I can tell you right now, all these things were derailed. I had all these goals, like these lofty goals for the year. I really thought, like, for once, a lot of years, for like the first like week, I'm always like, yeah, this is my year, you know, like I'm gonna get stuff done. And when it came to 2020, it extended past that week. And it's like for the first month and a half, 2 months of the year, I was like, I feel really good about this year. Like, I'm gonna do all these things I wanna get done. And it kind of started slipping towards the end of February because that is when like the coronavirus has been around for a while. You know, it started in China like I think it was early January. I always had like this idea of what was going on over there because I was part of a subreddit, which I no longer am part of because people on there just went, when it came to the US, people went, no, like just, that subreddit is not good information, like people fear-mongering and things. So I always had in the back of my mind like this thing was happening and I knew that it would come here eventually. And then when it really got here, it just kind of put me to like this grounding halt. I didn't lose any weight, which I mean, I guess I did lose some, then I gained some back. I mean, I didn't really lose a lot. So I'm basically at the same weight. I've been at the same weight since quarantine started. I haven't finished 13 books. In fact, I think I've finished maybe 6 this year. I haven't been watching as many movies, which if you watch my last video, you'll know that like that's the thing that me and Damien like did together, is watch movies. So I've been trying to like watch more, but again, and like just everything around in life seemed to come to like this screeching halt, at least in March. And then April started. And at first I was like that first week of Camp Nano, which if you don't know, I am doing Camp Nano. I'll go ahead and link last week's vlog up, which again, not really much happened because if you do follow my videos, you'll know that last week I also dealt with really bad back pain and I could not like leave bed for like 3 days. And that really made everything come to a grounding halt. So it just seems like all these things are happening, right? I know a lot of people that have been really sick. My sister Laura just went through a tornado, and it's like all these really insanely stressful things are happening in life. By the way, Laura is fine, but if you want to go check her out and like go to her Instagram or her YouTube and like wish, you know, checking on her, she's doing good. Dogs are doing good. Husband, in-laws are doing good. But it was a very scary situation for her, I know. And it's just like all these extremely stressful things are happening in the world on top of, you know, everything being shut down. And like, for instance, here in California, at least in LA, which I don't live in LA anymore, I live in Anaheim, which is outside of LA, but I know for LA City proper, their shelter in place has been extended to May 15th. And it was supposed to end at the end of April, and I'm fully expecting it to be extended here because the OC has a lot of people in it and a lot of cases in it, and I wouldn't be surprised if this lasts through, you know, June. And so I'm just trying to be ready and really think about what I want my goals to be for this next quarter. And I know this quarter is already 2 weeks in. I apologize. Like I said, I wasn't gonna record this video at first. I really wanted to really think about like what my goals were gonna be for this quarter, seeing as for the next 2 months I may not be able to leave my house for anything that's not essential, which I haven't even been leaving to get my groceries because I do have asthma and it is really scary thought of getting it. I know that there are more serious pre-existing conditions that can really harm people. I'm just trying to take every precaution I can, and I am tipping my grocery delivery people very well, because I understand that that is a very dangerous position to be in right now. I think that we should all be extremely grateful for them and tip them very well if you're getting groceries delivered, and like just thank you for every single person that does the job right now that requires you to be outside of the house. I can't imagine. I am privileged and lucky enough that I get to work from home. This is getting off track. Basically what I'm trying to say though is like thank you to all people who are doing jobs that are putting you in harm's way. But I really had to circle back. I really had to think about what my goals were gonna be if, you know, potentially I can't leave the house and I may not be motivated to do much. Because everything's so stressful lately, I, you know, suffer from depression and anxiety, and things like this happen in the world, it can really affect my mental health. And I've been trying to stay positive. And it's actually working for the most part. I would say for the most part I've been pretty good. There was like a day the other day where I was just like a wash where I was like, I'm just gonna play Animal Crossing all day long because life is stressful and I need a day off. I need to keep that in mind when making goals for myself. The way I'm looking at it is it doesn't hurt to make goals for yourself, even if you can't leave your house, as long as you aren't hard on yourself about not reaching the goals and being realistic with yourself that like, don't expect to write 3 novels in the next month because, oh, well, I don't have to work or I get to stay home. Like, that doesn't mean that you're gonna become this production machine that can just churn stuff out, you know? So be realistic with yourself. Don't be hard on yourself if something gets in the way or if you can't finish it, because the way I look at goals, like, yes, of course, every person would love to finish every single goal that they set themselves. Of course, like, you know, we're setting a goal because we want to finish something. But especially in a time like this, I think we should use it as something to strive towards. Like, I'm striving towards finishing this crochet blanket that I've been working on. I started that thing a year ago. I'm finally working on it again. And that's one of my goals for this quarter, is to finish it by the end of the quarter. I originally said the end of this month. I thought it was going to take me way less time, and then I realized that crocheting takes way more time when you're as inexperienced as I am. It takes way longer, so it's not gonna happen. My goal is to finish that by the end of the quarter. So like, as long as, you know, we just wanna be realistic with ourselves. We're striving towards something. You know, if we set a goal to finish a book, or to finish a crochet project, or maybe you wanna start streaming on Twitch, or you wanna start recording a podcast, or you wanna finish paintings, or you wanna rearrange your house. These things won't be the end of the world if you don't reach them. And I know that there'll be people that disagree with me on this, and that's okay. I think that everyone, again, is, you know, I think that everyone's own opinion is valid. I just think that in a time like this, especially, that we should be striving towards something, but not being hard on ourselves if we can't reach it. Mental health right now, I feel like mental health is not taken serious enough in this country, just in society in general, not just this country, just the world. And it's really nuanced. Like right now, on top of our physical health, our mental health should be a huge priority because of the fact that we are all, you know, essentially trapped, locked, whatever you want to call it, inside of our houses right now, especially for those people that have to quarantine alone. I, again, am lucky enough that I have a boyfriend, Damien, and that crazy cat, Alfalfa, which sometimes he's thrown up twice in the past couple days. And I'm just like, do I want a cat? I'm kidding. Carol Baskins, hello, can you come get my cat? And I think that we need to really prioritize mental health in a time like this where things aren't great. Because for some people like myself, I'm an extrovert. I like going out of the apartment, and it's been really hard not to. I'm getting stir crazy. And people who, you know, love to go outside and do things and be around people and go to, like, you know, Disney or like just anything that's in public, I guess, it can be really hard on the mental health to take this long without seeing other people. And especially, again, if you live alone. Again, we need to take mental health serious. It's right up there with your physical health, because right now, physical health is like, mental health is like slightly below it, you know. Physical health is number 1. This is all circling back to goals for this quarter and maybe next quarter as well, maybe. I mean, we don't know what's going on in the world. Hopefully the quarantine doesn't get extended. Hopefully, you know, we can somehow contain this thing and it, you know, life can go back to some semblance of normalcy by next quarter. But I'm trying to ready myself to just strive towards having a goal without putting so much pressure on myself that I have to finish it, because again, this is just an unprecedented time. So having said all of that, I guess I'll just tell you what my goals are now. That's usually what these videos are, is just me talking about my goals and my past goals. And it's just like, past goals, again, that all of March for my goals was basically a wash. Like, even writing wise, I tried to write, and it really wasn't until the beginning of April that I was really getting back into it. And then I hurt my back and I was like, I finally, like, am getting really back into the witch book. I'm really Really loving it. I'm really liking where it's going. I feel really good about it. I think it has a really good chance to sell to an editor. I mean, I always kind of felt like that with my other books too, but like this one just feels like, it just feels right. It feels good. I'm excited. And like, I wasn't even like that last month. And I think, if I remember correctly, my writing goal was to finish that draft by the end of March, and that obviously didn't happen because I'm still working on it in April. I've been working time-wise, by the way, if you haven't watched any of my videos about Camp Nano, and it's gonna take me longer than Camp to finish. Even if I worked the full time, which I'm almost back on track. Even if I do all the writing I wanted during April, it's not gonna, I'm not gonna be done. So my goal right now, tentatively, is to finish this draft of the Witch book by the end of May. Because I think I'll be far enough along by the end of Camp Nano that I'll be able to start working on a new draft of it in May. And I think that the new draft, before I send it to beta readers, which it seems so strange to say beta readers because this book has already been to beta readers, and then my agent, and it's coming back to me, I'm making so many edits, it's going to beta readers again. So it feels strange to say that. Like, it makes it feel like it's an early on version, and it's really not. I've been working on this book for so long. My goal is to be done with the draft I'm working on. Yeah, because I know that I can take most of May or some of May and start working on basically going back through to do one read through to make sure things make sense, to add in little bits that I forgot, things like that. And I think I should be done by the end of May. I'm hoping. That's my goal. That's what I'm striving towards. But again, especially when it comes to creative things, like, you don't want to rush it. You don't want to like be like, oh, we'll have to finish this by the end of next week, you know, this painting by the end of next week, because I have this arbitrary goal. It's like, yeah, the creativity doesn't always work like that. Like, I do think it's good to have goals and strive towards them, but you don't like force yourself to do something creative, because that's not how creativity works, you know? It doesn't just like spill out of your brain. Wouldn't that be nice if all of our books just spilled out of our brain and wrote themselves? They don't. It'd be really nice if they did. So my goal is to finish the draft by the end of May, so that way I can send it to beta readers and maybe have feedback by the end of June. But at the same time, when it comes to beta readers, I don't want to be like, can you guys get this done in a week? Because I don't know, that just feels very weird, and like, I don't want to force my beta readers to read fast. I mean, if they could get it back to me in a month, that would be amazing. But again, I don't even read that quickly when it comes to beta reading, unless the person asks me beforehand if I can. So who knows? I don't know. Hopefully I'll be done with this draft by the end of May. My other goals, I have some other like little ones. My Etsy store, for instance, I am still getting a little bit of sales here and there. I'm being really careful about sending stuff out, making sure that I wipe down everything and things like that, because we are living in this strange time. I don't, like, if I somehow do end up getting sick, I don't want to then send it out to a bunch of people through Etsy. So if I even start feeling like sick, I will, you know, shut the Etsy store down for the time being. But I do want to keep growing that if possible. I do have 2 more products coming, my fantasy dragon pin I did a Kickstarter for, and then 1 other vinyl sticker coming that I ordered a while ago. So that store will be growing. There's that. I just kind of want to keep it, at least getting 1 sale a month, to be honest, would be great, because I want to make sure I'm at least getting at least a few dollars in a month, which I think I already made my sale for April, so I'm good for April. It's just, I know a lot of people's stores have kind of come to a screeching halt because of what's going on. And it's totally understandable. Like, of course, people want to not be ordering things offline, not spending their money. The only thing that's worrying about that is that the post office is hurting right now, so I'm about to go order some more stamp books, even though I don't necessarily need them, but I'm trying to help them out, because what the hell, like, the USPS is an essential business just like in life. So the fact that the government rejected the money helping bill or whatever for it is insane to me. If you can, go buy a booklet of stamps if you're in the US. I can't believe that this is even a thing that we're debating. It's like, oh yeah, let's give money to friggin' cruise lines, but not to the USPS. It just seems so, anyway, it just seems so, like, why are we debating this? Go buy stamps, please, if you have the money. Just a time it's hard to even believe that we're alive in. It's so strange. But on top of those things, I'm also really hoping to finish this crochet blanket I've been working on. Again, I have sunk 5 hours into it in the past 2 weeks. I couldn't work on it for like a whole week, because even when my back was feeling better, like, I couldn't bend over for very long. So I haven't worked on it in the last week. But man, is it gonna probably take me about 30 hours to finish total? Ugh. But I'm like using the time while I'm crocheting to listen to audiobooks. I'm so close to being done with the Turn of the Key, which the ending is like, some creepy stuff's finally starting to happen and I'm like getting into, so that's a thing. Besides that, I don't really have many goals. I mean, I want to keep on, you know, sketching to get better at art stuff, and I want to read more books, especially right now with all these debuts coming out that are, it's because of everything going on, they're not getting the spotlight and the time that they deserve. So I'm trying to look for some debuts that have come out in the past like month and a half, 2 months, or that are coming out in the next like 3 to 4 months. So if you have any suggestions, YA in particular, I mean, honestly, any genre, I like most genres, but specifically YA books. If you have any suggestions of books that, you know, you were really excited about that came out recently, please comment them below so I can look into them, whether I'm buying them or listening to them on audiobook or getting ebooks or, you know, whatever. I'm trying to help debuts out because I just can only imagine if you've sold a book. It's not just debuts either, it's just any book in general, but debuts in particular. Can you imagine going through years of writing a book and then getting an agent and finally like selling it to an editor, and then you go through the 2 years of editing it and getting your book cover, and then all of a sudden when it comes time for your debut year, they're like your debut month, week, day, and they're like the environment around you is just like, no, it's gonna come out tomorrow and you have to sit at home and do a virtual live, which there's nothing wrong with doing a virtual live book launch, but it's like, imagine just like you had all these plans to like have like a book launch at a bookstore and have all these people come and like you were gonna order cupcakes or something, and then it gets crashing down around you. So I feel like I'm ranting a lot in this video. I guess I just needed to talk. If you have any suggestions, comment those below. I'm trying to help out. So I'm trying to take in more books, especially right now. I'm trying to get in things that are like in the same vein of what the Witch book is. I want to binge watch some shows, especially in between sending it to beta readers and getting it back. I want to like binge watch all these shows that like I think will have a similar like vein to them, to try and get in the mood more. One thing I'm really struggling with is like coming up with that overall tone for the book. I think that I tried to make it a little more creepier in this newest edit, and it's just, I don't know if it's coming across. So I need to like watch some creepy shows with like weird dark atmospheres, maybe like some Twin Peaks or something, I don't know. On top of those things, I have heavily been thinking about potentially starting a second YouTube channel. I was gonna do one for studio vlogs in particular because I love watching studio vlogs for Etsy's, but as of right now, I don't think that's gonna happen because again, my Etsy store is basically like like I said, grounding halt. I don't know if that's gonna happen anytime soon, maybe in the future still, but like as of right now, this quarter, it's not gonna happen. I have had ideas for just like another channel where I just put like out any other video idea I have that's not writing related, because I am trying to really focus this channel on writing related things. And I also have like an idea for a podcast. Me and my sister Laura were supposed to start one, and then I also have this idea of what I want to do with Damien, and maybe like another one. I don't know. I have all these different ideas, all these things going in my head. I've been listening to like all these different this podcast about finance, and they're talking about like, oh well, I had this entrepreneur thing, like business idea, and I had this one and I did them, and I was like, oh my gosh, maybe I should just do my ideas like at least for like a year. My thing is I should try everything, any idea I come up with for like a year, and if it doesn't do well by the end of the year, maybe then reassess it. But you never know in that first year. Like you can't just, especially when it comes to like AuthorTube too, like if you want to start a channel, don't give up after like a month. Like you never know. I mean, a month is like nothing in the grand scheme of things, you know? I feel like I'm slowly getting closer to the camera. Hey guys, what's up? I'm sorry, this was all over the place, but I'm not sorry because that's just kind of who I am, you know? That's just who I am. Thanks for listening to me rant. If you have any goals that you're trying to reach this quarter, go ahead and comment them below. And just remember that like strive towards the goals, but don't, it's not life or death. If you don't finish a book by a certain date, you don't finish painting by a certain day, you don't finish reorganizing your apartment by a certain date, you know, it's not the end of the world. It sucks, yeah, because you had that goal, but it's not the end of the world, especially when the end of the world might be happening around us, you know? You feel? You know what I'm saying? Okay, thank you for watching, everybody. If you have any goals, again, comment them below. Any book suggestions, comment below. That's it. My hair's getting wild the longer I talk here, so I need to go. Thank you for watching, everybody, and I love you so much, and goodbye.